Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below. And I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up, okay? All right. Hope you all are doing wonderful. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your support, okay? Thank you for being a good sport. The message I have for you, collective, is that there's a lot of people who are operating out of fear. There's a lot of people who are anxious, okay? This has been going on for centuries with people operating out of fear or becoming anxious. It's not just what's going on in the media or with the economy. Spirit is just saying be mindful. There is someone around you possibly who could be operating out of fear. There are some energies that are very feeling desperate and therefore they're in desperate situations. And the reality is that they really have no reason to be desperate or be in the energy of fear, which is false evidence appearing real. But these people are in this energy because they refuse to shift their perception and they refuse to make changes in their lives where the changes should be applied. And this could be different for different people because we all are uniquely, individually, divinely created. And so we have the Eight of Wands. And so these are people who could have received information, or they may hear conversations. They may see things on social media speaking about change or things that's going to happen. And these are the kind of people who are reactionaries. They take everything at face value. They're not into researching. They're not into going within. They're not into, excuse me, pausing for the cause, simply being still in the moment until they find out detailed information. Or these are not the kind of people who are likely to look into situations. As soon as they hear something, they run with it. This could also be a person that's likely to have a lot of panic attacks and be full of anxiety. So Spirit is saying for you to be mindful if you recognize that someone is around you, whether in a family member, a friend group, someone at work, someone that communicates with you or hangs around you, or a group of friends. Be mindful. You may want to steer clear of this energy and this person. These are people who are likely to have you caught in the crossfire. Spirit is saying these are people who are likely to, do things that they should not be doing out of fear. Okay. Very unique read. Okay, these are people who are afraid of making a transformation in their life. Okay, these are people who only believe in doing the same thing each and every day and changing nothing. And so when you are, when we reside in a world that's constantly in the energy of evolution and everything is changing inside of us as well as outside of us. And when you choose to exist in the world and change nothing and you notice things are changing around you, it makes it difficult to be or stay within the flow. And so because these people feel that life is difficult or things are hard for them, when in reality, they're just resisting change. They're resisting to do something different or even think in a different way. And so because we all have free will, there is a repercussion when we refuse to change. It makes it difficult to be within the flow of life. It makes it difficult. Everything is online. A lot of things are digital now. If you're someone who's intimidated, or maybe you're not computer savvy, or you're not very comfortable using or utilizing electronics, this would be the perfect time to maybe get a tablet and mess with that tablet, or even if you don't have one, borrow somebody's laptop whenever you get a chance, or even if you have to go to a public library. And if you feel intimidated or you're not aware of how to use these devices, this is the perfect time. This is for somebody who needs to hear it, to just mess with it, mess with that tablet every time you get a chance. Go to a public library and just get on the computer. You don't even have to have a mission, become comfortable with that device, don't be in so much fear that you become stuck to wanting to do everything the old way. And when everything around you is changing, and the old way will no longer be an opportunity for you to have. That's for somebody who needs to hear that. So you don't need to be in fear, and you don't need to be intimidated. If it's something you don't know, it's okay to ask questions. There are no stupid questions. If it's something you don't understand, it's okay to say, I don't understand that. Or can you help me with this? Okay. It's never too late to learn. And forget about feeling embarrassed. Be willing to go within the flow of nature and the things that are changing around you, so that you don't find yourself being stagnant or feeling like you're stuck, because people around you are moving ahead, because they're in the flow. They're willing to make the changes. That's just one example, but that's for someone who really needs to hear that. So Spirit is saying, be mindful of these kind of people, people who are resistant to even wanting to learn new things, or even wanting to be exposed to new things. And when I say new things, we're talking about positive things. We're talking about growth and development, making progress in life. Okay. Because these are the kind of people who will watch other people celebrate and be successful and obtain, a particular lifestyle, and become envious or jealous or angry because they see people winning, they see people growing, they see people creating, and they're sitting on the sideline with a lemon on their tongue and possibly projecting negative energy. When we all have free will, we're given the same amount of time in a day, and we all are free to create and obtain the life that we desire. There's nothing stopping us. We can always apply some of the time that we're given each day to living our best life, or to whatever it is we desire. It's different for everyone because we're different people. Okay? So there's no need, to be in conflict with people whom you choose to entertain. Spirit is saying, be mindful. You have that ego mentality. Be mindful of being around people who are sitting ducks, who want to do nothing with their lives but the same day-to-day thing. Be mindful of those whom you try to share good ideas with, and they shun them, or they're negative, or they're always telling you what somebody else isn't going to buy, or what isn't cool, or that's not going to work. Be mindful. If you are an eagle, you are built to soar. You are meant to fly. You are meant to achieve. So be mindful of the sitting ducks who will spew and project negative energy towards you and your aspirations. Spirit is saying, be mindful. Make sure you're only dealing with those who can give you reciprocity. This is not just romantic. This is even in friendships, business partnerships, family members, siblings, best friends, okay? Whomever you are interacting with, doing business with, allowing in your life, having conversation with, make sure you are dealing with your vibe and your tribe. That's where we are. And this reading is specific to be aware. I'm speaking to someone who's very ambitious, but you have a lot of sitting ducks around you. And the thing is, people have free will to do what they choose. We cannot tell them how to live their lives, but you have control over what and who you allow into yours, because you do not want that sitting duck energy to taint your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. So this message is very specific. Someone has a person or some people around them who could possibly sabotage what you are working on and what you are building. Excuse me. So this is a spiritual notification to be aware, of this, to be aware and not allow anyone to block what you have been working so hard for. Spirit is saying, you're not denying who you are or where you came from. You're taking the old, the new, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, and you're harnessing that energy. And as these liquids are pulled from vase to vase, you see one foot in the water and you see one foot out of the water. You're co-creating with the universe. It's not that you're being oblivious or trying to hide who you are. You're harnessing that energy, and you found a way to transmute that energy for your highest good. Collective, you're finding a way to change your salt into sugar. You have found a way to change your pain into pleasure, and it's becoming very successful for you. You could be an author, okay, an entrepreneur, You could just be very well at what you do, very happy. You could be just a happy, peaceful person, contentment. You have found a way to wake up each and every day of your life and be grateful and thankful. And your energy is not fake, it's not phony. You're applying yourself, you're doing the healing work, you're surrendering what does not work for you or what is not for your highest good. And because you're doing this consistently, you're able to maintain your balance. Okay, you're able to maintain your stability. You have peace in your mind and peace in your heart, and that's worth a whole lot more than money, honey. Because if you don't have peace, you don't have nothing at all. So be mindful, of being around the wrong people and allowing the wrong people into your life. You don't need anyone downplaying or speaking against. You don't need no haters around you. You just don't need it. So feel free, and it's going to be a natural thing. The more you work on progressing forward, it's going to be a natural thing. That's why they say it's lonely at the top. Uh, to allow these connections and relationships that aren't for your highest good to fall to the side. It's going to be a natural thing, okay? The more with the solar plexus out here, the more confident and the more grounded and centered that you become. People are not going to want to even be around your energy. Sad to say, but it is true. No one wants anyone to be happy or successful. There's a lot of pump faking and pretending out here. People pretending like they want to see you win and they really don't. The moment you turn your back, they're frowning or they're snaring. But whatever it is that you're building and you are creating, I see someone being very ambitious and very goal oriented. You're setting a goal, you meet that mark, and you keep going. You're not going to stop. It's nothing but up from here for you. And so this message is coming out to let you know, because I was actually not going to do any more reads, but Spirit want me to get it out to keep going. But be prepared to allow people to naturally fall to the side. There's no need for you to call anyone and ask them why they didn't show up. There's no need for you to call anyone and ask them, did they get your message? Let those people be where they are. You are where you are. Let them be where they be. It's meant for those people to fall to the side. It's meant for you to lose contact with certain people. Also, you may notice that you may, out of this, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, collective, you may notice that you're going to start to have a different interests when it comes to different things in life. And when I say different interests, maybe you've got a place that maybe you go hang out on the weekend. Okay, this could be a restaurant, a bar, a friend's house. This could be anywhere. But all of a sudden, you're not going to want to do that no more. Okay. You could also have a different change in different foods that you like. Your palate could even change. Your favorite foods, some things you've been eating for years, for a long time. You may all of a sudden have a different taste. Your palate may change. As you embark on the new you and you're going through an awakening and a rebirth, and the more you work towards progress, things are changing inside of you and outside of you. So not only are these connections that are unhealthy falling to the side, they're supposed to. Spirit is saying, let these people fall to the side, let them get out of the way so new energy can be placed in your path, whether this is a relationship, a friendship, a business partnership, or just companionship, someone to make memories with. So get accustomed to that. Do not internalize someone not connecting with you or not showing up for you as, you're not loved or you're not worthy. Spirit is saying these things are supposed to happen. There are no coincidences, just confirmation. And so you are receiving the confirmation through this message to keep going, and that is a natural state of progress. I'm pretty sure you've heard many stories of family members, especially successful or wealthy people. You hear the stories of how, oh, so and so doesn't deal with their family, or so and so doesn't, there's a reason. To each his own. Everybody have different situations, but there's a reason. Everybody can't go with you. Everyone can't be at that business meeting with you. There are people who will sabotage what you are building. And then also, Spirit wants you to spiritually respect the idea that, this is your purpose and your destiny. Everyone has their own destiny and their own purpose to fulfill. We all are uniquely, individually, divinely created. So it's not meant for them to go with you on your path all the way to the end. That's just not how life is. They have their own mission. They have their own contractual agreement to fulfill. Okay. And so who's ever meant to be with them at different moments and pockets of that path will be, and vice versa for you. But be willing to rest assured, relax, and rejuvenate, and let those who fall to the side, let them. You do not need to grow frustrated. You do not need to go and get in the energy of searching for people, checking for them, pulling up to their house, calling them. Did you get my message? Why you didn't show up? Or having conversations. Let people show you who they are and let them fall to the side. These people are not, and even if they're family members, they're not meant to go with you and be on the ride all the way to the end. They may have been there at the beginning. These could be parental figures, siblings, cousins, grandparents, whomever, lovers, husbands, wives. Some people, not all the time, but for some people, people are meant to be in your life for a moment, not forever. So get that out of your mind. Spirit is saying that everybody is going to be with you forever on the full ride because you want them to see what you are doing. Spirit is saying a lot of these people don't deserve to see what you are doing. A lot of these people don't even deserve to have access to the lifestyle that you are being prepared to embark on. A lot of these people don't even deserve to have access to the abundance and the prosperity that you are being prepared to experience. These are people who would sabotage or possibly ruin or cause some kind of harm towards your journey because it's not for them, it's for you. And so they want you to protect your peace and protect your mission 10 toes down, but allow people to fall to the side. They're supposed to enjoy people. This doesn't mean stop living. Enjoy life, meet people. If you're dating, date, experience life. But when it's time for a person to exit, let them leave. Don't go grabbing them by their collar or their jacket tail saying, come back. No, let them float on. Float, float, float on. And let it be, okay? Let it be. And as I'm looking at this force, Spirit is telling me to share that there is someone whom you could want to be with you on this journey. This represents resting and rejuvenating and having some sort of peace. But the same person who you want to be with you, they don't want you to be at rest. They don't want you to experience peace. They want you to be experiencing some kind of upheaval or some kind of ruckus, or unexpected event. This is someone who could hold malice or hate in their heart, something from their childhood, or this could be their insecurities that they're trying to project onto you. People will try to validate their chaos by trying to pull you into their world. Collective people will try to validate their chaos within them by pulling you into their world. They'll try to connect themselves and attach themselves to you, your lifestyle and what you are doing. They'll try to involve you, and they will intentionally create some kind of conflict, some kind of hoopla, some kind of chaos or toxic energy so that it can be on display, so that you can look like the reason for their chaos. So you can look like the reason that they have this going on inside of them. And this could represent unhealed trauma and drama, something that is deep rooted. They could have experienced throughout their childhood, which has nothing to do with you. This could represent their insecurities. This is the chaos that takes place inside of people, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually so. And the chaos and the toxicity that people have going on inside them that they are refusing to address, they will attach themselves to people whom are appearing or look like they're experiencing some sort of peace and relaxation. And they'll come with their toxicity and try to latch it on to you and try to latch it on to you. Okay, and try to make you look like the bad guy as if what they are experiencing is all because of you, when this is not your nature. This is who you are. This is them. This is who you are. But if you allow these people to latch on to you and be in every room with you and every meeting with you and know all of your business, who you're dating, where you're working, how much you got in your pocket, if you let them into your world, they'll try to inflict or project this toxic energy onto you, their insecurities onto you, their unhealed, unprocessed drama and trauma, those burdens and baggage that they are carrying, those insecurities that they are carrying. They'll try to inflict this onto you constantly. There are people who will pick false arguments. They will pick false arguments. They will find a reason to kind of zhuzh up or stir the pot with you because they know you are known for this. And they want you to be seen as this. So what better way than to create some kind of confrontation? Then people will see you in this light. Okay? So be mindful and be aware. Okay? You are not put here to make sure that other people are comfortable. You are not put here to babysit and protect other people's egos and how they feel about themselves. Spirit wants you to shine bright and stay confident. Who cares about people looking, watching, talking mess about you? Who cares at the end of the day? Don't let it bother you. Don't let it sway your actions, but be mindful of allowing this kind of energy into your life. Keep your business private. Keep your moves silent. You owe no one anything. We're given the same amount of time in each day. And because we have free will, people can do whatever they want to do with their time. We cannot control it. And actually, it's really none of our business. So if a person wants to sit on their hands and then get angry because someone else is working on progress, okay, maybe you want to, plant some fresh tomatoes in your garden because you like tomatoes, and this person could love tomatoes, but they don't want to get in the dirt. They say the dirt is ill, nasty, but you've been in the garden, you've been gardening for many years, and you happen to grow many tomatoes. As a matter of fact, you have a plethora, you have an overflow of a harvest of beautiful ripened tomatoes. And they look over into your yard and they see all those beautiful red ripened tomatoes ready for the pickings. And they're just looking like, I wish I had some. Those sure look pretty. Well, they're not mine. They're the neighbors. I don't have anything growing in my yard. Let me go spread a rumor around the neighborhood and let everybody know that they're poison. Don't eat them. Let me go spread a rumor and just say something that, that kind of ish. That's just an example. You have to be mindful of who you allow to latch on to you, because people will try to attach themselves because they know that you are at peace, content. They know this. They know that you are making the changes and you have made the changes. They know that you are constantly doing the work. You are constantly putting in the work to be successful, to be in the energy of being able to rest and rejuvenate. They know that you are doing the work to sit on the throne. And these are people who are desiring a particular lifestyle and they desire particular experiences, but they don't want to do the work to get there. They feel it's easier if they just attach themselves to someone who is living the life that they so desire. So just be mindful. There are people looking and lurking to gather. They're called opportunists, okay? Users, haters, lazy folk looking to latch on, okay? Some people want to pretend like they have a romantic interest. Ooh, that's what somebody needs to hear it. Someone may approach you. That doesn't mean you're not attractive, male or female, but there are people who will pretend like they're interested in you romantically when they have nefarious intentions. Their intentions are unpure and very dark. Be mindful, okay? There are a lot of people who are moving out of fear. They do not want to exercise their strength and their superpower and their wisdom. They don't want to tap in, but they rather latch on to someone else who has the reputation or is strong, is wise and intelligent and confident. And so much so, you're in the energy where you can rest. You're in the energy where you can sit on your throne. And there are people who are watching and observing. Be aware. Be aware of the pretenders. A lot of people out here pump faking. and they will pretend, and don't take offense to that, as if they're interested in you romantically, and they're really opportunists. They want to see what they can get their hands on. What do you have to give them? And also they may be bored in their current relationships. There are some people, some couples who do this for a hobby. They go searching and surfing and sniffing to see what someone could give or add to their connection that they have with someone else. And so they latch on to other people with unpure, nefarious, dark, shady deeds. This concludes the read. I trust and hope that it assists you for your highest good. Later.